Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here today. We're going to dive into a crucial topic, juvenile delinquency. Our presentation, titled Juvenile Delinquency, Understanding Causes and Solutions, will take an in-depth look at the various factors and theories behind youth offending. We'll also explore effective strategies for prevention and rehabilitation to help address this important social issue. I'm excited to share this information with you and discuss how we can make a positive impact. Juvenile delinquency refers to illegal or antisocial actions committed by individuals under the age of 18. This can include a variety of behaviors, ranging from minor issues like skipping school or vandalism to more serious offenses, such as theft or violence. It's important to understand that these behaviors don't just happen in isolation. They're influenced by a mix of social and psychological factors that shape how young people think and act. By recognizing these underlying influences, we can create better prevention programs and intervention strategies to address and reduce juvenile delinquency effectively. When we look at the causes and risk factors of delinquent behavior, there are several key areas to consider. First, family issues play a significant role. Neglect, abuse, and lack of proper parental supervision can increase a young person's risk of engaging in illegal activities. Next is peer influence. Being around friends involved in delinquency or gangs often encourages similar behavior. Socioeconomic factors are also important. Poverty and unstable neighborhoods tend to create environments where delinquency is more likely to occur. Psychological issues can't be overlooked either. Impulsivity and behavior disorders can impact a youth's ability to make good decisions and control their actions. School problems, such as truancy, poor academic performance, and disengagement, further undermine positive development. Lastly, environmental exposure matters. A community marked by violence and disorganization can lead young people to see antisocial behavior as normal. Understanding these factors helps us identify where interventions can be most effective. Now let's look at some key theories that help explain why delinquency occurs. First, the social learning theory suggests that delinquent behavior is not inherent, but learned through interactions, especially with peers and the surrounding environment. This means that the people we spend time with and the context wherein play a big role in shaping our actions. Next, the strain theory points to the stress and frustration individuals experience when they can't meet social expectations, like achieving success or financial stability. This strain can push people toward delinquent behavior as a way to cope or express their dissatisfaction. Then we have control theory, which emphasizes the importance of strong social bonds. When ties to family, school, or society are weak, these social controls that usually discourage delinquency also weaken, making it more likely for individuals to engage in rule-breaking behavior. Finally, labeling theory focuses on how being tagged with a negative label by society, like delinquent or troublemaker, can actually reinforce that identity. This label can influence how individuals see themselves and how others treat them, potentially leading to a cycle of continued delinquency. Together, these theories offer different but complementary insights into why delinquency happens. When we look at developmental pathways, it's important to consider several key stages. First, early childhood risk factors play a significant role. Experiences like family instability or trauma during these formative years can increase a child's vulnerability to later difficulties. Moving into the school years, challenges such as academic struggles or feeling rejected by peers can push young people toward delinquent groups as they search for acceptance. However, positive influences can make a big difference. Supportive relationships and opportunities that encourage prosocial behavior act as protective factors, helping to steer youth away from negative paths. Understanding these developmental trajectories is crucial because it allows us to design prevention efforts that are timely and tailored to the needs at each stage of a young person's life. When we look at typical profiles of juvenile delinquents, there are a few common patterns that emerge. First, we have teenagers from broken homes. These youths often face instability at home and may get involved with gangs, sometimes committing minor theft offenses as a way to cope or fit in. Then, there's a profile of a young person diagnosed with ADHD. These youths often struggle academically, which can lead to frustration, and sometimes substance use as a way to manage their emotions or peer pressure. Lastly, We have adolescents who have been exposed to violence in their communities. This constant exposure, combined with peer pressure, can lead them to engage in acts like vandalism. Understanding these profiles helps us see the diverse challenges these youths face. When we look at how family influences delinquency, several key factors stand out. First, parental neglect and abuse play a major role. When children don't receive proper care or experience harm at home, it can push them toward delinquent behavior. Another important factor is inconsistent discipline. If rules and supervision are unpredictable or lacking, young people don't get the clear guidance they need to develop good behavior. Emotional support is also crucial. Without it, you'd struggle to build healthy ways to cope with stress and challenges. Lastly, family breakdown or dysfunction, such as divorce or ongoing conflict, often increases the likelihood of juvenile offending. Together, these family dynamics can create an environment where delinquency is more likely to occur. When we look at prevention and intervention strategies, there are several key areas to focus on. First, family programs play a crucial role by helping improve parenting skills and making sure supervision is consistent. This creates a stronger, more supportive home environment for young people. Next, school-based efforts are essential. They focus on boosting student engagement through things like tutoring, counseling, and creating a supportive atmosphere where students feel valued. On a broader scale, community initiatives offer mentoring programs and safe recreational spaces that provide positive alternatives and help keep youth engaged in healthy activities. In terms of the juvenile justice system, reforms now emphasize rehabilitation rather than punishment, which helps young offenders learn and grow instead of being simply penalized. Lastly, psychological support is vital to address any underlying issues through therapy and behavioral management, ensuring that any deeper challenges are properly treated. All of these strategies together contribute to more effective prevention and intervention. When we consider juvenile delinquency, it's important to understand the broader social and legal implications. First, there are significant economic costs involved, not only the expenses related to criminal activities themselves, but also those tied to the judicial processes. This makes addressing delinquency more than just a legal issue. It's also an economic concern. Next, rehabilitative justice plays a crucial role by focusing on reducing repeat offenses and supporting the healthy development of young people. Instead of punishment alone, it aims to guide youth toward positive paths. However, one major challenge is the social stigma that comes with being labeled delinquent. This stigma can make it much harder for these young individuals to reintegrate into society successfully. Finally, early intervention policies are absolutely vital. By acting early and improving social services, we can tackle the root causes of delinquency and offer better support before problems escalate. Together, these points highlight how a comprehensive approach is necessary to effectively address juvenile delinquency.